your news and public affairs connection. It's Central Iowa Today with the KFJB News Team.
Don't think I've flipped, but my guest today is Steve the Zombie.
It is indeed. I am Steve the Zombie.
But do not fear the zombies. They are here today for a very important and very good cause. They're going to be walking this Sunday, right?
That is true. We are going to be doing a zombie walk, the first, hopefully, annual zombie walk here in Marshalltown. We plan to start at BPW Park on East Marion Street and North 5th Avenue. Mm-hmm. And we'll be walking up 5th Avenue and ending at the log cabin. It's going to be a lot of fun. Basically, what we're doing is the registration starts at 3:30 p.m. And the tickets, it's $10 for an individual, $15 for a couple, or $25 for a family of 3 or more.
Okay. Now, the reason they're doing... Well, I'm going to let Steve the Zombie tell you why they're doing it, because, as we said, this is for a very good cause.
Yeah, basically what this is we're trying to raise money and awareness for the Domestic Violence Alternatives and Sexual Assault Center. What's going on is due to some poor management over the last year, some funding issues, they are looking at having to actually close the Battered Women's Shelter, as it's commonly known around town. And that would be just tragic, because it helps so many families get back on their feet after some of the worst times in their life. So we decided to do something about it, and every single dime that is collected from the tickets of this event will go toward the DVA.
And we should mention, too, that if you're thinking, boy, is it going to be bad for my family to be walking along North 5th Avenue, is not a bad street to walk on. It's not going to be that heavily traveled. You should have no problems, and it's also not really that far a walk.
Plenty of shade. Also, we've had some really great sponsors and some really great donations already. One of the organizations which asked not to be revealed because they wanted the focus to stay on the DVA is offering entire pallets of bottled water and energy drinks. So you'll have plenty of hydration. Plus, the great thing is the 13th Street Inn is providing food at the log cabin. So your $10 buys you a lot more than just a walk and getting to dress up like a freak for a day.
Wait a minute. You didn't tell me that.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. So, yeah, obviously, we'd like you to dress up like a zombie. Now, if you can't, the Marshalltown Jaycees, who are our primary sponsor, are offering costumes and makeup. The costumes will need to be returned. You can keep the makeup. And what'll happen is they'll, get you all decked out, and you get to walk from point A to point B. Now, point B, the log cabin, we have 3 different bands that will be playing. The first one is Goodbye Kai, who is an independently signed high school band that are just great. A little heavier is Through It All. And then the last is a heavy metal 80s cover band called Shrapnel, and they will be closing out the night. So you're looking at about 3.5 hours of entertainment, and plus, like I mentioned, some free food provided from the 13th Street Inn.
Now, you're going to have registration there. Is that when everybody's going to get, the ones that didn't come already zombied, they're going to get made up there?
Yes, the registration at the BPW Park will have the costumes, the makeup, and your actual registration will be you give the money and you'll receive a ticket which doubles as a wristband. Each wristband is going to be autographed or initialed by one of our staff, so that everybody knows how many tickets have been sold, that sort of thing. And then you can park at either park. There isn't a lot of parking at the BPW, but there is a ton of parking in Riverview Park, so you're welcome to park either way. You're going to have quite the walk if you decide to park at Riverview, though. So, like I said, it's a great opportunity to raise awareness of a very good cause, and like I said, we plan to do this annually, so we hope to see as many people out there as we can.
Well, what got you initially interested in this?
I've wanted, if you go to if you go to the Wikipedia on the internet and type in zombie walk, they do this all over the world. It's a huge thing. Marshalltown's never had one. We're kind of a more conservative community when it comes to fundraisers and things like that. Usually you see like a bake sale. The Haunted Forest, the Jaycees does. That's about as out there as it gets. Which, by the way, while I'm thinking about it, I want to mention, for every ticket that you buy, you get $1 off your admission to the Haunted Forest this fall, presented by the Jaycees.
Oh. You
got to thank Michelle Sponheimer of the Jaycees for that one. She's really been in on this. But what got me involved when with it is I decided that Marshalltown needed a zombie walk, and I needed a good cause. And it's going to sound kind of weird, but bear with me. I mean, if you're still listening at this point, you're okay with weird. But
what's wrong with weird?
It's true. It's true. There's nothing wrong with weird. Nothing. I had a dream that I had a dream that I needed to do something very unique to feed the hungry and to clothe the naked and to shelter the homeless. Just like that, just like it says in the New Testament. And the date, June 14th, Sunday, was very prominent in the dream. And I woke up and I thought, what are the odds that that's actually going to be a Sunday? And sure enough, I looked on the calendar and it was, and I went, game over, that's it. So I started making some phone calls. I threw together a committee, and we started getting everybody involved that we can. And now we're looking at up to 150 people that we're pretty sure are going to show up. At least.
So there's going to be 150 zombies in your neighborhood in the north end of Marshalltown. Do not be afraid. They're doing this for a worthy cause.
And yes, the police department knows about it, so you don't have to get your guns and defend your stuff. It's all safe. It's all peaceful. We're not going to eat your brains this time. Don't worry about it. Some other people I'd like to mention if I could. Jason and Daniela Vaggart have been instrumental in this thing. Jason has been my technical advisor. There's a website that I've been running for this whole thing, and there's been plenty of Steve. If you go to YouTube and type in Steve the Zombie, there's about 5 Steve the Zombie videos of me messing with people around town in full zombie garb. So he has been the one to edit these, throw it together. Daniela has been throwing together T-shirts for it. She's been doing word of mouth. Those two are on the committee. The other guys on the committee are Travis Hornberg, who is the one that pointed me toward the JCs, and Dan Garcia, who's been involved also. That makes up the committee, and these guys have been 100% on board. I also want to take a minute to thank Tina Weber of the DVA. She's the current president of the DVA. And we just think it's great that she let us, offer this money to her.
We're going to mention that even though you probably won't hear from him during the show, Jason is here filming this.
It will be available on the website probably within, what do you say, Jason, 2 days, 3 days? Tomorrow. He'll have it on the website tomorrow.
Now, if you see me, I am not in zombie garb. You should, now that I think of it, you probably should have brought the makeup down.
I should have.
We never thought of that till the last minute.
Yeah, it's a mask, and it'd be kind of hard to talk through is my problem. That makes it kind of tough. But.
Well, we do need to talk about this because it is an important issue, and sometimes I think they know the domestic violence alternatives is here in Marshalltown, but they forget about the shelter.
Well, the other thing they don't realize is that the one here in Marshall County also covers Jasper County. They also cover Poweshiek County and Tama County as well. So for them to lose this house isn't just instrumental to Marshall County, it's affecting 4 total counties. So it's a big thing, and they need, I should probably mention this, they don't just need financial assistance. If you can volunteer your time, if you can bring toiletries and personal hygiene products, believe it or not, they need clothes baskets, all of this stuff. All you have to do is go up to the domestic violence office across from the Times-Republican on Main Street, and they can give you a list of stuff that they could use for help.
Literally across from where we are right now.
Yeah, actually, good point. I didn't even think of that. Yeah. So it's like I said, it's an excellent opportunity to get out there and make a difference and have a blast doing it. I mean, we're looking at literally an undead festival.
Now, when you say clothes, you're just talking about like people would put their clothes in, right?
What do you mean?
Stuff like clothes baskets. You're just saying
actual laundry baskets. And the reason is that when the DVA has a victim or a family that they take in, when they send them out, they help them get an apartment, they help them with transportation, get them a job. They literally help these people start their lives back up. And often, the only thing that these people have that they can carry their personal effects out in is a laundry basket.
We're speaking with Steve the Zombie, who is organizing the Zombie Walk this Sunday here in Marshalltown from the BPW Park, which is on Marion Street and North 5th Avenue, and then they're going to walk from there to the Riverview Park Log Cabin. And you say, boy, that sounds like a long walk. It really isn't that long a walk.
Less than a mile.
Yeah.
Less than a mile.
Being somewhat from, having gone that way a few times. And again, if you contribute $10, and I'm going to say contribute $10, they will give you a wristband, and that wristband you can cash in at the end, right?
For the most part. I mean, the wristband gets you food, it gets you entertainment, and it gets you, an opportunity to spend an afternoon with a lot of good people.
And we want to mention, too, do they need to keep because you mentioned you'd get $1 off at the Haunted Forest later this year. Do they need to keep the wristband for that?
They can keep the wristband and then bring it to the Haunted Forest. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to forget, but if you happen to mention that you were at the Zombie Walk, I'm sure that they'll honor it and give you $1 off the Haunted Forest. Michelle's been great with all of this.